Congressman Pat Meehan joining us from Washington, D.C. live this morning to get his take on the president's decision. Good morning, Congressman.
Hey, good morning, Chris. Good morning, Chanel. How are you doing this morning?
Doing great. First of all, for people that don't know, the chairman of the Subcommittee on Counterterrorism and Intelligence, you sit on that committee, you chair that committee. Did you yourself see these photographs and your thoughts on the president's decision?
No, I have not seen them. I'm leaving from here and going to what is a routine secure briefing. And there was a discussion about whether they'd be made available. But in all honesty, I think since the president has made this decision, they're probably going to more tightly control them. I don't know whether I'll see them or not.
Tell me this, yeah, did you agree with the decision?
Well, I think, no, I don't. I think that these should have been put out, and there's going to be questions. And I think that ultimately the fact happened, and we ought to let the people know. I'm not quite sure who feels that there's some kind of response that would be generated that isn't already going to be generated by the facts of us taking bin Laden down.
And Congressman, even if we did release these photographs, don't you think there will still be detractors out there with the technology and Photoshop we have now? I mean, there's still people
that question. Oh, sure there will
be.
Well, sure there will be. People are going to question the authenticity of it, and they're going to suggest that these things have been doctored and somehow, bin Laden is someplace else. But we can't control the kinds of sentiments like that around the world. That's just pure insanity. I have had now the chance to talk with individuals who have talked with the SEALs that went in. And so if you take that kind of an approach, of trusting people who've talked to people, I don't think we as a nation have to question it, and we should be satisfied.
Speaking of trust, what have you learned? I know you're doing these hearings. What have you learned as far as what Pakistani intelligence knew about bin Laden's location? Should we trust that they're talking with the U.S. and that they're being honest with what they're giving us?
Well, trust is the right word, and there still is not a clear indication. I think it's going to take us a while to find that out. What came out of our hearings was the concern that there's a complex relationship that exists in Pakistan. And there are networks like the TET, which is an al-Qaeda network, and the Haqqani network that are operating at times against American interests.
Now,
and they're sort of subsets of the groups that are in there. As with respect to the Pakistani authorities, the government, there's no evidence at this point in time, but people are asking obvious questions. How could you have missed it?
They're very obvious questions. Now, the fact that the U.S. went around them in a sense, how big of a blow is that to our relationship with Pakistan?
Well, there has been a history of concern that targets would be tipped off prior. When you're dealing with a group like Pakistan, which has a long intelligence network, this ISI that's infiltrated by a lot of people who may not share the same objectives of even the government. There has been a history of targets being notified before being taken down. I think the authorities, the CIA and others, made an intelligent decision to hold this very, very closely and to carry out the activity by themselves.
Congressman, the United States funds Pakistan to the tune of over $1 billion a year, from what I understand. Will this renew some conversation about their funding, or is Pakistan that important to our intelligence community that we need them at all costs?
Well, you're right on both counts. I think it is going to cause a renewed questioning of that commitment, especially at a time where we're struggling for dollars here. But we got to remember, we make that because it's in our best interests. They have been partners. We get information from them. They've participated remember, they've lost more people hunting and killing al-Qaeda than any other nation at this point in time. They have been partners. It's just a very complex and some would say even duplicitous relationship at times. But they're a nuclear power, and we have to appreciate the significance if there's instability in Pakistan and those nuclear weapons fall into the hands of a group that we can't have confidence in and trust. It would be a remarkable shift in the balance in that region and, frankly, in the world. All
right. Well, Congressman Pat Meehan, thank you for checking in with us. I know it's a busy time. And I have to tell you, I've never seen anything like this as far as the conversation is concerned and the interest, obviously on our Facebook page and Twitter. Obviously, for good reasons, people are very interested in what happens with this step-by-step. So please continue to keep us updated.
Thank you, Congressman.
I'll be delighted, too. These are very special times. Thank you.
All right. It is 7:36. Let's talk about the fire, shall we?